everywhere.
It was explosions. It was shaking the house.
Boom! And the ashes like flew up into the air.
It was outrageous.
We can see those massive flames just filling the night sky, engulfing that roofing company and recycling factory in Bridgeport. Tonight, nearly 24 hours later, firefighters still at the scene, and there are still concerns about safety. Hi, everybody. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Ann Craig.
I'm Darren Kramer. That fire forced evacuations of homes. Some of them have a lot of damage, and there was also some chemical runoff into the water around there. We were live at the scene of that big fire last night at 11. We've been there all night and day, as have the firefighters. And despite the intense flames and a number of area fire companies being called in, no one was hurt fighting this big fire. Fire scene is in the 2100 block of Seaview Avenue, and we have team coverage tonight. Our Brian Spiros talked to neighbors, but first, News 8's AJ Walker joins us live tonight with the very latest. And AJ, the governor was there today, right?
That is right. And you know, Ann and Darren, this building is still smoldering behind me, even though the flames have been put out. And I'll tell you, you can also still smell a very strong smell of perfume in the air. And that's because of the chemicals that had been inside of that building when it went up in flames.
This is a disaster.
We had tremendous explosions. It seemed like about every 5 minutes we were getting plumes coming into the air, huge heat waves that were coming toward the firefighters.
Officials say the blaze broke out at about 6:30 last night, growing into a 5-alarm that raged using the manpower of more than 80 firefighters. What made it so fierce? The chemicals burning inside.
We don't know exactly how much was in there, but there were hundreds and hundreds of large barrels of perfume that literally exploded.
Smoke filled with unknown substances made putting out the flames even more dangerous. First responders on scene making sure they wore everything they could to protect themselves.
Had
facial gear.
They had the hood on, they had their helmet, and they have a self-contained breathing apparatus on.
The chief of operations for Bridgeport says the fire destroyed 2 adjoining businesses, Rwadden Trading Company that housed the drums of perfume and JWC Roofing. And while trying to fight this colossal fire, they had to worry about evacuating some 400 people. Now, a day later, the fight continues.
Well, you can see they're still fighting this fire, and the fire chief tells me there was never a moment where they let off these flames, but they did redirect some of the hoses to protect nearby homes.
What we did have to do occasionally is take our lines off the fire and protect the exposures, okay, because some of the debris and the embers were getting onto the roofs, as you can see, and starting to ignite them.
As the flames are reduced to a smolder, the city and state's top leaders are planning what to do next.
And Governor Malloy says he is working on coming up with assistance to help the families who've been displaced by this fire, and also to help pay for the repairs on some of these homes that have been damaged by the heat and by the flames. And coming up at 6, we'll take another look at the environmental effects of this fire. Like I said before, the perfume smell is still in the air. The water is a different color. You can tell there's a lot of issues with the chemicals that have burned in this building. We'll definitely need to take a look at that. For now, live in Bridgeport, AJ Walker, News 8.